learned and devoted servants of God. The entire philosophy can be given three names. Each of the names is respectively with regard to the God who is to be known through the philosophy, the soul who is the knower of the philosophy, and the knowledge of the path for the soul to get the grace of God. From the point of view of God, who is the goal to be known through this philosophy, the philosophy is named the Datta Parabrahma Matam. From the point of view of the soul, who is the knower trying to know God, it is named Jagadansha Jivatma Matam. From the point of view of the path by which the soul may attain the grace of God, the philosophy is named Jnana Bhakti Sahakruta Karma Yoga Margamatam. The three components, namely the knower, the known, and the knowledge, are called the Triputi, which is a triad. Since this philosophy explains these three components of knowledge, it is entitled the Dattaswami Trisutramatam, which means Dattaswami's philosophy of the three components. The three names of the philosophy from the points of view of God, the soul, and the path are described in detail below. Datta Parabrahma Matam. This is one compounded word composed of three words. Datta is the mediated unimaginable God. Parabrahma is the original unimaginable God. Matam means philosophy in Sanskrit. So it is the philosophy of the mediated unimaginable God. Parabrahman is the unimaginable God. Datta means the first energetic incarnation with which the unimaginable God merged perfectly. Now there is no trace of difference between Datta and Parabrahman, except that Datta means the mediated God present in a created medium that is relatively true with respect to Parabrahman, whereas Parabrahman means the original non-mediated absolute God. Parabrahman is beyond space, and hence he is always unimaginable to the intellect of any being. He is the absolute truth. The medium for God's entry can either be made out of energy or matter. When God enters an energetic being, like an angel in the upper world, he becomes an energetic incarnation. When he enters a selected human being on earth, he becomes a human incarnation. Whether the medium is energetic or material, it is a part of creation, which is the relative truth. God, the absolute truth, can perform miracles in creation, which is only a relative reality with respect to him. Energetic incarnations are relevant to the angels in the upper worlds, and human incarnations are relevant to human beings on earth. Datta means the first energetic incarnation. Datta also means other subsequent energetic incarnations as well as all human incarnations. Datta simply means given. It clearly refers to the unimaginable and invisible God who has given himself to the world through the visible, imaginable medium. Jagadansha Jivatma Matam. This too is a compound word consisting of three words. The first two words are further compounds of two words each. Jagadansha means a part of creation. Jivatma means the individual soul, and Matam means philosophy as described earlier. The soul or the individual soul is called Jivatma, and it is a part of the creation created by God, hence it is called Jagad Amsha. Atman means soul or the pure soul, and it refers to the inert energy in the nervous system that gets converted into awareness. Jiva is the individual soul, which means the awareness which is a specific work form of that inert energy that gets transformed in a specific system, which is the functioning brain and nervous system. Both the words Jiva and Atman are approximately used in the same sense. Commonly the compound Jivatma is used. It means the individual soul or Jiva, which is a converted form of the inert energy called Atman. Jagadansha Jivatma clearly means that the soul or the individual soul is a part of the imaginable creation and that it cannot be the unimaginable God. Every soul is not God. but we cannot say that no soul is God. When the unimaginable God descends into creation as an energetic or human incarnation, God merges with a selected energetic or human being completely. That specific soul is the original unimaginable God who has become visible and imaginable. Except for this specific case, the soul in general, being a part of the relative world, is only a relative reality and not the absolute reality or God. Jnana Bhakti Sahakrita Karma Yoga Margamatam. This too is a compound word consisting of three words. The first two words are further compounds of three words each. Jnana Bhakti Sahakrita means accompanied by spiritual knowledge and devotion. Karma Yoga Marga means the path of practice or Karma Yoga. The overall term means that it is the philosophy of the practical path consisting of service and sacrifice which are accompanied by or caused by spiritual knowledge and devotion. This name of the philosophy tells us that the spiritual path consists of three steps. The spiritual knowledge or jnana given by the incarnation of God is the first step. It generates inspiration in the mind of the devotee, which is called devotion or bhakti. This devotion is the second step. The inspiration or devotion transforms the theoretical knowledge into practice, which is karma yoga, and is the third step. Practice of karma yoga has two parts. The first part is the offering or sacrifice of one's service to the human incarnation and is called karma sannyasa. The second part is the offering or the sacrifice of the fruit of one's work and is called karma phalatyaga. The fruit of work is one's hard-earned wealth, which is to be offered to the human incarnation. Both karma sannyasa and karma phalatyaga are approximately equivalent and together constitute karma yoga, which is the final step of practice. Monks or sannyasis can do only the former, while householders or grihasthas can do a combination of the two. These are the three steps in the path to attain the complete grace of God. Knowledge is the water, devotion is the fertilizer, and practice is the mango plant. The mango plant of practice alone yields the divine fruit. The steps of knowledge and devotion are necessary for attaining the fruit, but they do not yield the fruit on their own. Apart from the spiritual path, the path of justified worldly life or pravritti also exists. The aim of pravritti is to attain the grace of God and is the basic mandatory requirement for every soul. The spiritual path or nivritti aims at attaining the extreme grace of God and is only optional. This is the philosophy of Dattaswami regarding the three components, which are God who is the goal to be known, the soul who is the knower, and the knowledge which is the path by which the soul may attain the total grace of God. This is Dattaswami Trisutra Matam, which is Dattaswami's philosophy of the three components. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that propagating divine spiritual knowledge pleases the Lord greatly. Jnana yajnena tenaham. Spiritual knowledge brings about permanent harmony and peace in the world. So join us in sharing this universal divine knowledge of Lord Datta and earn the highest grace of God.